most simple recipes are also the hardest one to execute well, because there's nothing to hide any flaws that you may have. This is a recipe that we did for our Rubaiyat grilling day. It was created by our chef Thomas Sixsmith. I'll tell you one, really nice country style bread, some really nice fruity extra virgin olive oil. That's sort of what bruschetta is about, is just really enjoying good fruity olive oil. Bellwether Farms is a dairy over in Sonoma County. They make a really good sheep's milk ricotta. And then the other purveyor we've been working with for ages is Gourmet mushrooms, and they're in Northern California. They grow all these different types of mushrooms. If you don't have access to these mushrooms, by all means utilize other mushrooms, chanterelles, shiitakes. Also use button mushrooms if nothing else is available. The greater the variety, I think, the more interest you're going to create. Add a little bit of olive oil once the pan is hot. Add in your mushrooms, a little bit of salt and pepper. Toss them around a little bit. They've wilted down, they're soft at this point. They're starting to brown a little bit. I'm just going to add a little bit of chopped garlic. I wait till the end to add the chopped garlic because I don't want to brown the garlic. I just want to cook the garlic to the point where it softens and releases its fragrance. If you cook garlic where it starts to brown, it has a much more aggressive flavor, almost a little bit of bitterness to it. And then you should only need to toss it for, you know, a minute, 2 minutes, and that garlic flavor is going to be released. Thyme's going to be married in there, and then just like you add a pinch of salt in there, we're going to add a little squeeze of lemon. It's going to help to bring flavors forward a little bit, so it's that little bright acid note. If you've got an Italian market in your area, you can probably get some really nice ricotta. If you're not familiar with it, sheep's milk actually has a higher butter fat content than cow's milk, so it's very rich. It's got really good flavor to it. We are going to beef up the flavor a little bit, so what I'd like to do is add some fresh herbs to it from our garden. Mash that all together. If you make bruschetta, you could actually do it under the broiler in your house, but honestly I think it's better to do it on a grill because you're going to get a little bit more of that charred flavor. It's going to give it a little bit more flavor to the bread if you toast it that way. You want to cut the bread into probably 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch slices. And then we're going to throw them onto the grill. You just want to char them a little bit on either side. Give them a moment. While the bread's still warm, you want to rub the top side of the bread with a clove of garlic. And depending upon how much you like garlic, you can press on it, but I think just a light coating over the top of the bread, just to release the oils. And then you want to drizzle it with some nice fruity extra virgin olive oil. So this is like the best olive oil, not one that you would cook with, but one that's more for what they would say like a finishing olive oil. Some that's got really bright sort of grassy fruity qualities to it, and then also maybe even a little bit of pepperiness to it. And you notice I'm being pretty generous with it. Good sign of bruschetta is if the olive oil drips down your chin. And then a little bit of that nice sheep's milk ricotta, and then spoon a little bit of your sauteed mushrooms over the top of that.
Well, I was thinking how the wine does go with the mushrooms, and it's just beautiful. It adds more to the texture of the wine. Toasting
the bread, having the mushrooms on there, very earthy. I think that matches up with some of the toasty qualities you find from, you know, the Anderson Valley being in oak.
It's 100% barrel fermented. It has a nice richness and depth to it. The fruitiness and concentration and intensity of the fruit in this is kind of brought out by the olive oil. Anderson Valley is a great place to grow Chardonnay. Oh my gosh, it is a cool climate, such as Carneros, but we thought, hey, we're doing such a great job in the Napa Valley, let's try our hand somewhere else. The aromas are great. There's just like really fresh peach and melon, some apple, and the flavors too. Very, very complex. Has a little bit of minerality, lots of vibrant fresh fruit, and a nice creamy texture and long, long finish to it.
The creaminess of the cheese, I think, what it helps to do is really extend the finish on the wine.